John J. Ryan Jr., President, Brookfield Homes, Bay Area. When you think about John's career, you might think about him building homes at Euro Disney in Paris or being part of Windermere, one of the most successful master plans in Northern California, where parks, education, and community were as much a part of the planning as the home designs, or as long-standing role as a past director and board member of HomeAid in the Bay Area. Most of you would not think of John's other career path as a CPA.
I first started out in my family construction business. Even as a young teenager, I was happiest on the job site with a tool belt on, pounding nails, hanging drywall, or pouring concrete. That's when I knew I wanted to be in the construction industry. However, I was encouraged by my parents to attend St. Mary's College and get a degree in accounting. They thought it'd be a good basis to get into any business in the future. So instead of pouring concrete, I spent my first 6 years as a CPA.
By his late 20s, John was ready for a new challenge, and when KB Home had an opening, he jumped at the chance to learn the ropes from a large-scale perspective. He worked for 10 years for KB Home, starting as controller and ending as senior vice president.
KB was a place for us young guys to learn the business. We used to call it the boot camp of the industry. This is where I really learned my trade. But the best move was when I joined Brookfield Homes back in 1995. Brookfield is all about doing what's right for the customer, our employees, and the assets we own. It's a great place to work, and I'm proud to be a part of the Brookfield team.
John comes from a close-knit Irish family. In fact, his parents immigrated to the United States as teenagers. He was born in Boston and moved to California as a boy with his two younger brothers, where his family settled in the Sonoma County town of Santa Rosa.
My folks came to the United States in the late 40s, aspiring to live the American dream. They worked hard, were dedicated and committed to the family and their real estate careers. My brothers Jim, Kevin, and I all have stories about working hard in the family business when we were teenagers. Now that my wife Karen and I have 3 sons in college, I think a lot about the values that my parents passed on to my brothers and myself: trust, integrity, and hard work. I hope that we have instilled those values in our 3 sons.
At Brookfield, John has been a part of a professional family, a team that has been together for many years. In 1996, John started the Bay Area operation. With his quiet disposition and caring spirit, John is one of the industry's most admired leaders.
You know, it's been great working with the same team members for the last 20 years. My philosophy is if you hire great people, let them utilize their talents and skills, you'll achieve awesome results. And that's what we've done. I truly appreciate the opportunity to work with so many passionate and talented people, starting with the team at Brookfield and extending out into the land sellers, the engineers, the architects, the attorneys, and yes, even politicians.
When Dick Baker was putting together the HomeAid board for the Bay Area region, he wanted the key decision makers representing the industry, people who could make big things happen. John was one of those guys. Now, 15 years later, when HomeAid Executive Director Cheryl O'Connor wants a volunteer, John remains one of her first calls. Because, as she puts it, he wants to make things happen.
As an industry, we have a moral obligation and social responsibility to give back and do what is right for those in need. HomeAid gives us a vehicle for our good work and an organized way to get it done. It's one of those rare organizations that lets everybody get involved. It's not just a matter of an executive writing a check, although we will take one of those. We have numerous home builders and trade partners out there working together, making someone's life better. It's great to know we as a team make a difference.
The home building industry has a lot of moving parts. Being flexible converts to being successful, and John has been able to find that winning formula, leading the Brookfield team to build sustainable new home communities that stand the test of time.
This business is always changing, never a dull moment. Every day new challenges are presented, all of which need to be tackled and worked through. From buying land, obtaining entitlements, to designing and building communities. I find every aspect of the business very rewarding. And it's a great honor and a great privilege to follow in the footsteps of so many great industry leaders in receiving this Hall of Fame award.